Hey everybody, this is Blue. How we doing today? We talk a lot on YouTube about how Hollywood is collapsing, Hollywood is dying. And I would have to agree with that very much. But there are many reasons, not really one reason. Let's first talk about the product. It is so limited. Um, it seems that they have to go all or none. So we could have like maybe 10, 15 films that they're going to put millions and millions of dollars in, and then, that's all we get to choose from. And sometimes that select product sucks. But why does it suck? They put too much hype on the movies, okay? Because look at what they did with Avengers Endgame. I mean, they just shoved it down our throats. So many movies get shoved down our throats and they want to say, oh, it's great. But then we have Harley Quinn, who they're saying that this was so good and it sucked. We have the 2016 Ghostbusters, with the all-female cast. It sucked. But they were putting up so much hype that it's such a great movie, and it wasn't. So we are getting burned out because of all this hype. There are many people out there that are simply going, oh man, look at the hype on this movie. I bet it sucks. So actually, some of Hollywood's advertising and pushing for a movie is counterproductive. Yes. Next on the list is too many remakes. I mean, we strive for something original, but we get so many remakes of this, so many remakes of that. I mean, it's horrible. I mean, Terminator was good, the first two movies, but then they were getting into too many sequels and all that, too many remakes, revamps, and it just, don't want to watch it. Batman, same thing. I mean, you love the original movies, but let's face it, after Val Kilmer and all that, it's like, yay. Too many reboots. Okay. Now, this is like remakes, but they want to redo everything because instead of creating something original, they want to take something that's already existing, that has proven itself, and depend on the nostalgia of a movie. Like, okay, again, Ghostbusters 2016. It sucked. And they were hoping that because the original Ghostbusters movies were, awesome, that's all they needed to rely on, and that's not the case. We want original movies. We want to be entertained and be curious about things. And this is why I think the X-Men movies sucked, because they're not original. This is why I hate Avengers, because it was not original. They are taking concepts from good comic books, but then putting it on TV or on the big screen. Okay, I'm sorry, End of Day, was it Days of Future Past, I believe it is. I read the comic book. I know what's going to happen. I got a good gist. How about you come up with something original? All right, now let's go to Avengers. What do they have? They have the whole Infinity Gauntlet set up and all that. I've read the comic book. Why do I need to see the movie? And so it sucks, because I don't want to see this stuff again. I can only watch a movie so many times. I can only show interest for so long. And that's another part that comes up too on this list here. Too many damn superhero movies. I am burned out on superhero movies. The last movie that I went out to see from the Avengers was The Winter Soldier. It was a great movie. Yes, it was. It had a good plot, good action. I think it was a well-constructed movie. But after that, it's just like, and they got this, was it like 40-year plan to shove the Avengers and all these other superheroes down our throat? Well, screw that. I mean, I have yet to see Black Panther, Captain Marvel, the Ant and the Wasp, I believe it's called. I just don't want to see them. To me, they're dumb, dead, worn out. I want to see something else. They're destroying Canon also. I love science fiction, and so we have the three big franchises. One's a TV franchise, but we have, Star Trek, Star Wars, and Doctor Who. They have effectively rewritten the canon to fit their current feelings. They do not like how some things fit their current rules, and so they have rewritten things. I mean, they have literally destroyed Doctor Who. I mean, we can recover from this because for Doctor Who, for you Doctor Who fans out there, there's one thing they haven't figured out yet, or remembered. The original, or the now first Doctor, might not even be the first Doctor. And remember, she already had the power to rejuvenate. What if she already rejuvenated before? The Doctor, or the timeless child, however you want to say it, could have lived 1,000,000 years before that time and event. So we could literally rewrite Doctor Who in some ways. Okay? Star Wars, again, they're putting their politics in there. What they did to Luke Skywalker made me pissed. I mean, Luke was an inspiring person and all that. I mean, who didn't want to be Luke Skywalker if you're a young guy? There were probably young ladies out there that were looking what Luke Skywalker did and inspired to be a Jedi Knight. Okay? But now they turned Luke Skywalker into this pathetical, bitter person, and it destroyed the franchise. I could understand Han's death and all that, but there was so many shoestring ideas and political nonsense in there, because let's face it, Rey was a Mary Sue. I mean, all she had to do was close her eyes, and all of a sudden she has all the trainings to fight somebody that has used a lightsaber for years. And didn't that just piss you off? Star Trek, the Discovery or whatever, Star Trek Discovery, yeah. I haven't watched that yet. I have seen enough of it on YouTube and all. I think it's horribly written. Star Trek Picard, oh my gosh. The one thing I loved about Gene Roddenberry's original concept, with the original series, was that it had morals, it had ethics. I don't think there was any cussing whatsoever on the original series. On the Next Generation, I don't even think there was any profanity. But now it's, there's a lot of profanity involved into it, and we have a lot of unnecessary violence. I mean, we love our starship battles and all that, but there was something about how a lot of death happened on Picard that just turned me off. I'm never going to get it. I'm never going to watch it, except for what I've watched on the YouTube channels. they have taken what was good, well-constructed storyline and literally destroyed it with these 3 series. Now, why did they do that? Now, this is something that I think is very interesting. And the reason why is because that the new generations don't have anything. Now, look what we had. We had Star Trek, Star Wars. Man, they were massive. They were popular. People identified with them. But the newer generations, the younger ones, what do they have? Twilight? Ooh. So they are, in my opinion, jealous of what we had. And since they cannot create anything like what we had, because they do not have the discipline and determination and the skills to do it, it is easier for them to destroy what we loved, our pop culture, our culture, than for them to stand up and build something new. Let's face, oh, I forgot, they also have Harry Potter. But since they don't have anything that's worthwhile, they are going to destroy rather than create. This is their postmodernism and all that. Okay? It also goes in music, if I may digress a little bit here. We have groups that are old. Kiss. If I remember right, Gene Simmons is in his 70s. And Kiss was still on tour. Def Leppard still on tour. Rat still on tour. Okay? And so we have 80s groups, hair groups, that have stayed popular because there is nothing compared to them. The closest thing they had, from what I understand, from what I've heard, is Nickelback. And already they have turned their backs on Nickelback. So there is not a group that has started in the last 10 years that has any durability. I mean, they do a couple songs, they're gone. Okay? And so the same thing is happening in Hollywood. What actors do they have that has multiple movies from different styles of movies and has been impressive? I mean, they don't have any. I mean, now I gotta think of his name, the guy who played Iron Man, Oscar. You know who I'm talking about. He's not young, he's old, but yes, he has all these movies, but he doesn't have any durability, because let's face it, Dr. Dolittle, which he did right after Endgame, sucked, because he does not have any, well, the movie sucked, well, the rewrite sucked, but he did not have the star power like some of the other former older actors, because I mean, that's kind of the problem. You can't tell me an actor that can do multiple ranges of movies that is under 40 years old, because there is none. There has been a lot of corporate BS. I want to talk about Star Trek a little bit more. If you have not heard of it, you need to watch Prelude to Exonar. I thought that was an excellent movie. Okay, this was a 20-minute video. Very well produced, very good storyline. The graphics for the space battles, awesome. It's just an awesome video. And it, by many people, is better than Star Trek Discovery. People would rather watch Star Trek Axanar, an independent, fan-made video, than Star Trek Discovery. Okay, and so what did Paramount and them do? They sued them. And because they had the copyright, which I understand, and they have the right to defend their copyright, they do. but they made it where fan-made productions had to follow certain guidelines, basically killing things that were awesome. Prelude to Axanar, they didn't want anything like that, popping up again. So Prelude to Axanar, they were trying to make the movie Axanar, which is a massive Klingon Federation battle and all that. And they were told they can't do this, they can't do that, and so they kind of killed the project. So this leads into, there are a lot of short films on YouTube that are more entertaining than a lot of the movies that they're putting out. And so Hollywood cannot compete with the independent producer, the independent creator, the small time movies and all that are on YouTube. I have come to believe that if we were to get together, we could bootleg and create better movies than what they're trying to produce. I would love to see a whole bunch of people that love Star Wars get together and create a bootleg Star Wars movie. Take The Force Awakens and rewrite it, rework it to where it makes sense with the other movies. Okay? I think we could do it. But I know Disney would sue our butts off if we tried. Another thing that's killing Hollywood is the streaming services, but they're going to be destroying themselves very, very soon. There are so many exclusive channels. I mean, you got Disney Plus, you got CBS Full Access, we got the NBC Peacock, we got all these little services that are popping up, and you got to pay for each one of them because they want exclusive rights. They are wanting to make as much money as they can off of their movie. They are not willing to work with others, and so where we can get this wide variety of movies to watch. And so I cannot afford to have Hulu, Netflix, and all these others and all that, because at $10 to $11 a pop, I'm going to be spending $100 if I wanted to watch everything that I wanted to watch. But it's not that important. So I will go and get one channel. I got Hulu right now. That's it. I stream Hulu and YouTube. That's it. I don't want to deal with any other of these massive channels because I'm not going to deal with the bullshit. And I think a lot of people are starting to feel the same way because, why would anybody want to spend $100 and all this on 7 different channels and then, oh my gosh, we got one new movie here, one new movie there. You might as well just go to the movie theater and see that movie. It might be cheaper and all that. Another reason why Hollywood is falling apart is the actors and actresses get involved in a lot of politics and a lot of drama. Now, they have the right to have a political view, and they can sometimes express it, but sometimes they are taking advantage of their position, their location, and they're pushing their politics on us, and we hate it. I mean, Rose McGowan and Me Too, they were everywhere you're going, Me Too, Me Too, Me Too, and it's boring. You get disgusted. How can you stay faithful to a cause if they want to, again, just like so many of this other trash, you shove it down your throat? Okay, that's how I'm feeling about this. There have been Rick Gervais, who's been roasting actors and actresses who have been pushing their political views, and also the way they use their wealth. I mean, we're still going through the pandemic, right? Well, what about all this crap here? You know, they want to say, hey, we're in this together while I'm in my mansion. I got these people that'll do this for me. I don't have to go to the grocery store. My servant will. I mean, if you're going to say we're in this together, at least try to appear like us. I mean, Iowa luckily hasn't been in much of a lockdown, but there are people that have been locked down in their apartments for these long periods of time. It's hard. And then you have some stinking rich actor who's saying, oh, do this, do that. Look at me. And, you know, they got the advantage because they have this $1 million, $2 million mansion. And, you know, we just want to say, fuck you. YouTube, TikTok, whichever service, you know, and all that. There are personalities, independents, that are more interesting, more entertaining than the movies that they've been putting out. I would rather watch YouTube than go to a movie theater. It has been, I'd say about 9 years since I've been to a movie theater. Because, you know, the movies have been bad. And I can watch more interesting concepts at home, on my couch, you know, with a bucket of popcorn and my Pepsi right next to me. And Hollywood, until they get their heads out of their butts, cannot compete with that. And I think I messed up on this one little part here. The corporate business model for Hollywood sucks. They are buying pre-existing franchises like Star Wars and all that, and they're, again, like I said earlier, they're resting on their nostalgia. But these are people that are not passionate about movies. They are passionate about money. And so with their heart not being in it, they're not creating anything worth seeing. And I believe everybody's going to agree with me on that. But the corporate media is looking at the numbers and not looking at the passion. We also have a lot of movie theaters that are trying to cater to China. Chinese culture and our culture is different. And so if you're going to make movies and you're trying to make it worldwide, you are going to face the biggest task of trying to please all these people. Well, you cannot make everybody happy all the time. So maybe Hollywood and the corporate businesses need to tone down the movies a little bit, cut a little bit back on the budgets, so that they don't need to go talk to China about this, that, and everything else, and make movies that are designed to please American and European interests. Okay? Canadian interests, I should say North American interests and European interests. And then they can make movies that would be very interesting to Chinese interests. And so that you can make a lot more people happy, because right now nobody's happy. And so they are going to continue to lose money. So corporate Hollywood is destroying themselves, and a lot of people like myself are just walking away. So that is my rant for today. I probably ranted for a good 20 minutes. So please put your comments down below, and most importantly, take care, be at peace.